more.
I'm saying the same thing. What's everybody afraid of the back, huh? The front for, huh?
I promise I will not spit on you.
Service order. We're gonna check,
Welcome. Oh, it's not. Is it on? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Alameda BWA's Memorial Service in honor of Eshinni and Kakushinni, Takeko Kujo, and, no, not Ann. Takeko Kujo and BWA, former BWA members. Yoshiko Ohtani, that's the other name, thank you. Eshinni was Shinran's wife. Kakushinni helped take care of Shinran in his final days or while he lived in Kyoto again. Takeko Kujo was basically the founder of the BWA. And Lady Yoshiko Ohtani, she helped spread Buddhism throughout the world. She was under her time when she established the World BWA, basically. And of course, all of our past BWA members who've helped keep the organization going and founded the organization and did a lot of work for the temple. My name is Joyce Maniwa, and I will be your chairperson for today. We will start the service with Sambujo on pages 24 and 25, followed by the reading of the Hyobyakumon. After the Hyobyakumon, we will be doing Sambutsuge, which would be on page 79. I'll tell you later again.
300 today on this occasion of the BWA Memorial, also recognizing Eshinni and Kakushinni, Lady Ohtani, Lady Kujo. Members of our temple families have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory. The deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. Namo Kie Butsu, Namo Kie Ho, Namo Kie So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
We will now chant the Sambutsuge starting on page 79.
Shinran Shonin
We will be singing two official BWA gathas today, which we practiced last Sunday if you were here. Please stand for the gatha Asoka no Sono, verse 1 in Japanese and in English on pages 40 and 41 in the White Book.
Thank you.
please remain standing for the three treasures on page 8.
Three treasures, number 1. It's the purple book. Okay. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda. Please be seated.
Reverend Fujimoto will now introduce our guest speaker, Reverend Yukiko Motoyoshi.
Okay, good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. Yeah, nice to see so many. We had a big, major fundraiser yesterday, and so nice that so many got up today too to come to the service. Today is a very special service. We are able to honor our BWA members that we have lost, and particularly this past year. And then, as Joyce described, Eshinni, Kakushinni, Lady Ohtani, Lady Kujo. And so we have a special guest speaker today, and Motoyoshi Sensei is retired and living in the Stockton area. But I always appreciated the years that we were able to work together. I miss her when we go to our ministers' meetings and such, so it's special to have her here. She could not come last year, so she's the one I invite every single year. But special. She's had the opportunity to be one of the main speakers at our World BWA convention a few years ago, and so many people appreciate Motoyoshi Sensei. She has wonderful messages and kind of a self-effacing sense of humor, and on the dry side that I appreciate very much. So very warmly would like to welcome her here, and I think it's a good thing. You're all going to be able to listen to Sensei give her talk. So Sensei, please come up. I get to sit in the front row today.
Good morning. Before I start, could you please join me in Gassho? Although I am without shame and self-reproach, and lack of mind of truth and sincerity. Because the name is directed by Amida Buddha, its virtues fill the 10 quarters. Namo Amida Butsu. Namantas, namantas. Thank you. Good morning again. Thank you so much for inviting me for this morning's special service and giving me opportunity to share my appreciation of the Nembutsu. I know I felt really, really bad when last year Reverend Fujimoto called, and then I said, no, I'm sorry, I get too much at point assignment, so cannot, and then I couldn't say no this time. But Alameda have a special place in my heart because this is my great uncle's first assigned temple, Reverend Jodo Motoyoshi. And I think last time I brought my mother, you folks are so nice to my mother. And I was talking to Joyce, and after the service, of course, Mrs. Fujimoto Shaman was taking care of my mother, but she enjoyed you folks so much. And I said, Mom, we have to go. I said, no. I said, no, we have to go. I said, no, I mean, she hardly said that, but you folks really, really treated my mother so well. So, you know, this temple always give me the warmth and so comfortable. And then even today, too, I feel really comfortable sharing my appreciation of Nembutsu with you. Okay, now, let me start my appreciation of the Nembutsu. When I look back my 40 years, actually 42 years of ministry, I must say I am the most fortunate minister. I had a good mentor, my father, and the Reverend Kujo, who happened to be my father's best friend. They taught me the basic of what ministers should be. Added to that, I had many senpai ministers who nurtured me, guided me, and protected me. And of course, I cannot ignore all the members throughout my ministry supported. They were being so patient, understanding, and they nurtured me. And of course, I also cannot ignore the ladies of BWA. Of course, I became a minister a long, long time ago, 1978. So then we didn't use the word BWA, we call them Ladies of Fujinkai, right? Remember? But anyway, when I was studying in Wisconsin and in Japan to become a minister, excuse me, Fujinkai lady not only giving me a scholarship, but annually sent a care package to me to show their support for the ministerial aspirant. And even after I became a minister, Fujinkai ladies always nurtured me, supported me, and guided me. So I am so, so grateful to members, especially for the Fujinkai lady. This morning, as Joyce and Reverend Fujimoto said, we are recognizing the women of the Jodo Shinshu, starting with the Eshinni-sama, the wife of Shinran Shonin, Kakushinni-sama, the daughter of Eshinni-sama and Shinran Shonin. You know, the way I look at it, actually, Kakushinni-sama is the founder of Honganji, actually. Without her, the Honganji as organization did not start. But anyway, and Lady Takeko Kujo, who started the Fujinkai movement, and the Lady Yoshiko Ohtani, who spread the Fujinkai to the world. And then, of course, all the departed Fujinkai members this morning we're recognizing. Without them, temple won't be here as today. But today, this morning, I would like to mention a special lady in my heart. I met her when I was in high school. Her name was Reverend Tagami. She was the associate minister at the Hiro Betsuin. Because she was Nisei, she spoke both English and Japanese fluently. Maybe for this reason, Reverend Tagami was very, very popular, especially among youth. I really liked her, not because she spoke English, but her warmth, kindness, and sincerity I really treasured when I was in high school. You know, those days you go to church, there was all Issei minister. They didn't look that kind to me, including my father. But anyway, when I decided to become a minister, I wish to become a minister just like Reverend Tagami. Unfortunately, I don't think even came this close to her. I'm still grouchy. I'm not always smiling, and a lot of times I'm not sincere. But throughout my ministry, she always gave me comfort and strength every time I met a difficulty. My father did work with Reverend Takami in the same district, but once told me that the conditions Reverend Takami faced then wasn't very friendly one. According to my father, she really struggled as a female minister. It was then still male-dominated world, especially ministry. I'm not talking about the numbers of the male minister. I'm talking about male chauvinistic mentality. Reverend Fujimoto, you can close the ear because he's not like that, okay? But anyway, those then, the male chauvinistic mentality prevail among the, especially Issei minister. Female minister were always placed significantly lower position than male minister, especially socially and economically. I understand Reverend Tagami took much more workload than male minister. I guess because she was bilingual, she could do both Japanese service and English services. Yes, she was not valued as equally as other male minister. This is my guess, but there was some jealousy and irritation among male minister just because she spoke fluent English and popular among youth. When I became a minister, things got a little bit better. And because my father was still alive, I was still an active minister, I was treated much better than other female ministers. Yet I was told to make coffee and serve to other ministers. I was once told that my salary and position was lower than other male ministers who were similar in age and year of service, just because I was told female. Moreover, year before I became a minister, I was told not to expect to be assigned to a single temple as a resident minister. My place would be always associate minister under male minister. Well, you know, although I was born in Japan, my father was Nisei. I was raised as an American woman. So when somebody told me, "Oh, Motoyoshi Sensei, get me a coffee," I said, "Get your own." You get 2 feet just like I do, you know. And I was much more vocal than Reverend Tagami regarding coping with a male chauvinistic people. For your information, 7 years after I became a minister, I became the first female minister to hold a resident ministry in Hawaii. So this changed, but I did experience some gender discrimination. But can you imagine what Reverend Tagami had to go through? It was much worse condition than I did. And from today's situation, you will never think about the thing that Reverend Tagami had to face. But she never ever showed any anger, frustration, or dissatisfaction. She was always kind, gentle, patient, and compassionate. That's why I'm not feeling close to Reverend Tagami. But looking back, I wonder what made Reverend Tagami so compassionate and kind to others despite the difficult conditions she had to face. I believe it was indeed Jodo Shinshu teaching. You know, Jodo Shinshu teaching does not make us wise, wealthy, or lucky. By the way, even if you take your Nembutsu and then grasp the Nembutsu, go to casino, you will not hit the jackpot. I tried. Anyway, Jodo Shinshu teaching give us strength, flexibility, tolerance, humbleness, patience, and most of all, clear direction to live this giving life truly and meaningfully. Today we're recognizing the women of Jodo Shinshu. They were women, but first of all, they were all practitioners of Jodo Shinshu, like Reverend Tagami. They live in a different times and places, but they all practice Onembutsu, like Reverend Tagami or we are today. Because they live in a different times and places, we think that their difficulty may be different from us. However, in reality, they face very similar difficulties like us. Social injustice, financial difficulty, family disagreement, not to mention illness, aging, and death. How the teaching of Onembutsu made them able to cope with all this difficulty. You know, they always say, oh, Jodo Shinshu is so difficult. Actually, Jodo Shinshu teaching is very, very simple. Just entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha and recite the Nembutsu. And realize the birth in a Pure Land thought, Pure Land, through wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. That's all. Okay? What does this really mean to our everyday life? Entrusting ourselves to Amida Buddha means complete acceptance of Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. It means letting go of one's self. Instead of putting ourselves as a center and saying, me, I. Just let go. Just one step aside and not putting yourself as a center. When one able to let go of oneself, he or she can see the world and him or herself clearly. When you step aside, you can see yourself clearly, isn't it? Here, I would like to share my experience to explain this. You know, I was once police chaplain on the island of Kauai. I was a chaplain for hospitals or the high school they have in Hawaii, Pacific Buddhist Academy. I was a school chaplain. However, for me, police chaplaincy was the most difficult one. I could relate to students or hospital patient because I was once students and I was a patient at hospital too. So I understand the youth and I understand the illness. But police chaplain is different. Police chaplain does not deal with the public. That's what I thought when I took it. No, the police chaplaincy deal only with the employee of the police department. You have to deal with the policeman. Every time policemen come to work, they have to deal with those people who do not abide by law, just as we do. They are constantly dealing with the most dark side of our society. In order to policemen to deal with such people, they themselves have to understand that side of society. That reason I had a difficulty. You know, I was born in Japan, raised in Hawaii, but I was always living in a very protective environment. And you go to church, you know, church people are nice. Yeah, they complain, they gossip, but basically they are law-abiding, nice people. You look at the children of the church. I'm not talking about the Buddhist temple now. You know, any kind of church, they are relatively very law-abiding, kind and very concerning people, gentle people. So So I just had difficulty deal with the police. I just couldn't understand the mental, s- men, what kind of mentality the criminal and policeman had, because that's a completely different society. Now, just to fast forward to the present, because I had difficulty, I love to watch the criminal show on TV. Not the fiction, but I like to see the 48 Hours, PD Cam, and Court Cam. It's all reality show, but it complete deal with the police, deal with the criminal. Uh, as I watched this show, I realized the mind of and those criminal and my mind were not so far apart after all. Those who engage in unlawful act are those who absent to me, absent of wisdom and extremely weak. Absent of wisdom because they're not able to see two things. First, they are not able to see that their self-centeredness. You know, Buddhism talk about non-self. They cannot see that. You are not the center of the world, but they don't have just wisdom to see. You're not the center. And therefore, my desire should be fulfilled. It doesn't work that way. They cannot see that. Number two, they are not able to see the nature of the world, called interdependent nature of the world. Those two things, they just lack the wisdom to see. We do not exist alone, you know. Everything is possible because of others. I exist because you exist. You exist because I exist. We are all related to each other. We all connected to each other. They are weak because, you know, at home, at school, and in community from the small time, didn't we learn to be mindful of others? Be nice to others. Be kind to others. Don't they? We talked about it in a school at home on this. I thought, oh, the creamy probably knows that you have to be nice to others. But yet they're so weak that the desire to be, my desire to be fulfilled, we all have that, but they are not strong enough to succumb that. You know, we are not in a prison like them, but we do also have that unceasing desire within ourselves. We have bit more control. We have little bit more strength to control our self-centered desire. However, when the excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Go back. I was okay. I didn't have an allergy until today. But anyway, where was I? Oh, okay. But we are not different from them, that we do have self-centered desire. However, when the wisdom light of Amida Buddha illuminate us, we realize that within ourselves, deep inside of us, there is a definitely strong and extremely stubborn self-centeredness. Yet our self-centeredness, although our self-centeredness is equal to similar to those who commit crimes, one thing separates us from them is that we learn how to little bit more control of self-centeredness, or I like to say, learn how to disguise it. I have so many thousands of the examples of how we disguise our self-centeredness, but you know, look into yourself today before you sleep. Huh? How do I disguise it? Anyway, when I'm watching the TV, they always say, oh, it's not me. I don't know what possessed me. they act like something else that outside of besides you did some committed this crime. It you that stole the thing. It you the one committed suicide. But they always say, "Oh, it's not me. I don't know what possessed me to do that." Look in your life. How many times say, "Oh, I didn't mean to say that. It wasn't me." My favorite word today is, "Oh, I'm sorry because I'm old." Nothing wrong with me. It's only aging is the one wrong. It's similar to that. We do disguise or blame some part of us to be wrong. But it is part of us when we really, really look into it, or when the light of Amida Buddha illuminated. Deep, deep inside is a strong, hardest, self-centered desire. We just learn how to control it. But the criminal does not have. They are weak to just let it go. So that's the only difference between them and I. That's I start kind of realizing watching TV. It is true, I do feel angry. I too feel disgusted when I see the heinous crime on TV. And then at the same time, I feel kind of sorry for criminal because of that. I too have that self-centeredness just like them. It's a pity. Oh, how pitiful they don't have a wisdom, how pitiful they don't have strength. Is that what Reverend Tagami felt when she faced the mistreatment of her? I'm not really sure. It was a pity as I felt as criminal. I don't think so. Going back to the TV, many of the victims met with an unimaginable tragic death. A relative and friends of victim vocally shows their uncontrollable anger, profound sadness, and sheer hatred. But once in a while, there's a victims of family or relatives say, "I'll forgive you." That reminds me of the incident that I heard about 50 years ago. It was in Hawaii. A man murdered a neighbor's teenage boy. He was only boy in the family. And you can imagine the sorrow of his mother. I served 42 years as a minister. The hardest funeral is usually the parents lose the children. It is sad to lose your spouse or parents, but when you lose your child, I could feel the pain and lostness of the parents. So yet, this mother expressed compassion towards her son's killer. By the way, the man and the woman, the neighbor's mother, are both related to Honganji. That's why I heard this story. I was impressed with this mother's response towards the neighbor who killed only son. But I don't think she used the word forgiveness. Regarding the word forgiveness, I think of novel by Hyakuzo Kurata. He wrote the fictional story about the Shinran Shonin and his disciple Yuyan. Anyway, in this story, Yuyan fell in love with a prostitute. This is a fiction now, okay? He fell in love with a prostitute. This caused the outrages among the Shinran Shonin's disciple. To make long story short, Yuyan, with a sadness and frustration, asked Shinran Shonin whether he should forgive all those disciples who treated him very, very badly, and his fiancée, who happened to be a prostitute. Shinran Shonin replied, "It is not a matter of forgiveness. It is to realize you are already encompassed and forgiven by Amida Buddha." It struck me really, really hard when I was in high school when I read this story. Here, Hyakuzo Kurata used the Japanese character forgiveness, yurusu, in different character as we normally use. The character that Hyakuzo Kurata used means to pardon. The word usually used for recognizing the wrong act, yet forgive the punishment. That's the forgiveness Shinran Shonin or Hyakuzo Kurata used. The lady who lost her only son and Reverend Tagami had the humble and sincere awareness that they had been already encompassed by Amida Buddha. This awareness enabled one to see that and accept one's self and the world. They dwell with a clarity. It is like seeing the world instead of through the sunglasses but the clear glasses. You have similar, deep, strong, stubborn self-centeredness. And if the circumstances arises, this stubborn self-centeredness may appear, and you too had the potential of committing hideous crime. That make you humble. That make you compassionate to others. More so when you realize that before anything, I am already encompassed by Amida Buddha. You know, warts and all the silly thing we do, terrible thing we say and do it, it's all encompassed. And it's already pardoned by Amida Buddha. That make you soft. That make you compassionate. When one is, I think that's what Reverend Tami and the mother felt. It's not, I forgiven you. We are already in the world of Amida Buddha. We are already pardoned. We are connected. Instead of holding the hand and anger and pounding the table, extend the hand and then express your compassion. I think that's what the Reverend Tagami felt. Today, we are recognizing Eshinni-sama, Kakushinni-sama, Lady Takeko, Kujo, Lady Yoshiko Ohtani, and all departed fellow Fujinkai member or BWA member. They had numerous difficulties, just like we face today. But each time, the teaching about Nembutsu, each time they felt the warmth and clarity of Amida Buddha's light and compassion. That helped them to clinging onto things, clinging to the situation that give us misery. Just let it go and look at it, accept it. When you do that, we stop dwelling on the misery. We stop dwelling or pointing the finger to the external world. That's your fault. That's your fault. Instead of that, put down the hand and then take one step forward to the future. That's what all the ladies of Jodo Shinshu did, and Reverend Tagami showed me. You know, I'm still vocal about male chauvinistic male minister, but as I get older, better not say yet. He may not I, because they think they are male chauvinistic, I'm a female chauvinistic, I think. We are all in the light and compassion of the Buddha, and together we take the next step, guided by the light of Amida Buddha. We are so fortunate, although we are absent of the truthfulness, but Amida Buddha continue to direct his light and compassion to us. May I ask all of you to join me in Gasho again? I'd like to read the poem by the Shinran Shonin. Although I am without shame and self-reproach and lack a mind of truth and sincerity, because the name is directed by Amida Buddha, its virtues fill the 10 quarters. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Oh, like those.
Thank you very much, Reverend Motoyoshi, for your very inspiring message. Please now stand for our newest BWA Gatha with Gasho from the Heart, which is on the handout. Maria Piper will help us by leading it through it to us, and Barbie Wong will accompany us on the keyboard. Thank you very much, Maria and Barbie. Please be seated. Now we'll have some acknowledgements. First, Lenny, our ABWA president, has a few words to say.
Good morning. It's always so nice to see all of you here for our annual Dharma Memorial Service. First off, I'd like to thank Reverend Motoyoshi for being our guest speaker today. We always enjoy your talks, and today was no exception. Thank you so much, Sensei. Reverend Dennis for preparing the service, setting up the altar, and for all you do. Thank you, Sensei. Also, thanks to Jane Naito for the beautiful altar flower arrangements, and Kimberly Kato Chambliss today. She's taking care of our YouTube operations in the back. Joyce, thank you for being our chairperson today. And I wanted to do a shout out, he's not here, but to Carl Wu. He's He's been here almost daily, and if it weren't for him, you wouldn't be hearing me. Sometimes the organ goes off, but he's been doing all these connections, aside from everything else he does for us. So thank you, Carl. Special thanks today to Maria and Barbie. Maria, she's our talented vocalist, and thank you for guiding us through the new gathas in our practices. And this is a good opportunity to introduce you to our new member, Barbie. We're so fortunate, especially for me, to have an expert pianist join us. She's graciously agreed to play today and in the future. So you don't know how thrilled I've been since she's joined. She couldn't make it last week for our practice, so she was nice enough to offer to make a recording for us so that we could practice. But anyway, thank you so much to both of you. At this annual BWA service, we honor our Shin Buddhist women role models, as Reverend Motoyoshi so clearly described, Eshinni, Kakushinni, Lady Takeko Kujo, and Lady Yoshiko Ohtani. But it's also a time of reflection and appreciation of the ladies of our Alameda BWA who have passed. This is the hardest part for me. Since our last BWA memorial, we've honored and fondly remember Marilyn Ishida Liu, Satoko Furuichi, Takako Hines, Jin Nomura, and Jun Yamagata. When I first became BWA president and was working on the Toban list, Marilyn came up to me and said, "You know, I just want to let you know that I'm not a cook, but I can help in other ways." And true to her word, she did help in many ways. She always showed up. Even after she had been ill, seeing her come back, even in a wheelchair, was so heartwarming. No matter what, she always showed up. I always felt very supported by her. Satoko, what an expert cook she was. Whatever she made was always delicious. She will always be remembered, especially as our leader at the bazaar time, making all those batches of kurimanju. And hers was the best. In the past several years, we were not able to see Mrs. Hines, Jin Nomura, Jun Yamagata at the temple or even to visit them. But those of us who remember them or knew them from years ago, we just have such fond memories of their kindness and support. As I was preparing this, and believe me, this is not easy, ever, I kept hearing my dad's voice, and he would say, warm heart, warm heart. And I remembered him saying those words. I believe that he was talking about this Sangha. And you know, after all the temples that he was assigned to, he and my mom loved this temple. Thank you to all of you for being so supportive, not just to myself and my family, but to our BWA. Thank you very much. Namami Dabutsu.
Thank you, Lenny. Once again, thank you, Reverend Motoyoshi, for your Dharma talk. Can you read this again? Because you mentioned them already. Are there any newcomers who are visiting today? Please stand up and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Natalie. I'm a friend of Barbie's.
Thank you, welcome. Thank you for coming to our service today. Other announcements: next Sunday, October 26th, is the family service and the Ask Reverend Dennis session after service. Sunday, November 2nd, there's our monthly Shotsuki monthly memorial service and the ABWA meeting. Another reminder of the Alameda BWA's annual fall dana for the different food banks, and from now until November 16th, which is Honko. You can donate online to the Alameda County Community Food Bank, and you look for BTOA Autumn Food Dana under the virtual section. Or you can write a check to the Alameda BWA, and it will be divided equally between the Alameda County Community Food Bank and the Alameda City Food Bank. Any other announcements?
I have a request. You know, we have new speakers for the second half, the back half of the room. Can you hear me better back there? It's good? It's good? Okay. Usually, Sharma's not here. She usually gives me something. Move over to the microphone kind of sense. So, very good. Yeah, it looks nice and clean up there. Carl did a nice job to hide the wiring and make it look presentable. So we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for attending this morning's service. Please come forward and do Yoshiko, but before that, I have some other things. Our lunch reservation is for 12 o'clock. So we'd like to take a group BWA picture beforehand. So I guess before everybody does Yoshiko, or after, okay? So after Yoshiko, you can go back to your seats for a little bit and then come back and we'll do the group photo. There will be some tea in the social hall, and it's like a 2 or 3 block walk to, what's that place called? Park Street Tavern. So but even if you need to have a carpool or a ride, we will have carpools available to go there. Anything else? That's it. So yes, before you go down for tea, make sure you stay here for our group picture.
But they're not gonna go right now. Well, some of them. But we're gonna have a food picture first, though. No, I'm not. I know, but you're our guest today. So you are the Reverend Carol's daughter. I got your sister is the life coach. Yeah. I do, because it's a little similar resemblance. Yeah. And this is she was so strong.
No, it's not.
Yeah.